Let's make some scrappy clusters. Here's some of the cat faces I'll be using as focal points in my clusters, and I'm going to put those off to the side. So I have my bin here that has all of my paper scraps. So I have different types of bin. These are strips of paper that I have collected, and I'm just going to pull out a handful. So I want all different types of colors and textures, and I am just going to grab a bundle. All right, there's some other paper. There's a kitty cat front one. I'm going to grab that. Some paper. I'm going to grab some of those so I have a nice variety. I did have some music paper, so I have it over here. So we'll use that too. Yeah, so just gonna grab a bunch and then set this aside. There we go. All right. So what I like to do is, this is a very quick process. So I'm going to put these off to the side here. And here's what I'm going to do. Since right now my journal is cat theme, I will grab all of the paw prints. I think I had a black and white one. Yeah, right here. And I'm just going to make sure there's another one. At least one of these are in my dozen of clusters I'm going to make. So I have quite a few. So here, I'm going to set them up. Does this mean this is how I'm going to finalize them? No, it just means I want them done quickly. So let's do 3 there. Let's do now, if you have a tearing ruler, this would be easier. Luckily, I do. So, will it go faster? I don't know. Let's see. About the same, I suppose. Maybe a little faster. Alright, so let's take a few of these. This one's a little thick, but that's alright. We can always make it thinner like this. And then let's do that. One more. Here. Alright, so let's do 9 of them. I usually do groups of, I don't know, 9, 12, just a bunch at one time. So I like to set myself up with a manageable amount of pieces to work with. And so these I'm going to do 9, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 in a row. Okay, so now I'm just going to start finding pieces that I want to add to them. And I'm seriously not giving any of this much thought. So here's some green texture. And I'm just tearing as I go. You don't even really need to worry about the ends. I'm just paying attention to color and texture. This one has candy canes. Do I care? Not really. Alright, let's do this. That's kind of cool. Put that one right there. There's a pretty blue one under here. Let's do that one there. Alright, let's find some more different colors. I like that. Red, we'll put that one there. And then maybe this one. It's got a little French theme going on. I like this one because it's a bit thicker. Let's do that one. So as you can see, I'm just kind of letting the paper be where it's going to be. I'm not really giving it a lot of thought. I'm just paying attention to the color and texture. Okay, so now each one of these has 2. So now I'm going to do maybe a plainer piece, like a lined sheet of paper or book, a book page. So here's some, I don't know if you can see this, it's like graph paper, that's what it's called. Oh, why can't I, yeah, so I'm just going to put some of this over here, over here. Looking for plainish paper because you got to give the eye a little bit of a break. Yeah, not crazy about that one. There's glue on it, so let's do maybe this one. So as I'm going through these, I'm starting to look at what may look better with the colors that I'm laying down. And that's about it. I'm not paying too close attention to what's happening except for the color and how they interact with each other. So, all right, do we have 3 for each one? 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. I need 3 more. So let's do maybe this plain paper. Let's see, what else do I have? This is pretty plain. It's a color, but it's still plain enough. And then this one, this one, yeah, let's put that one there. Okay, so now we have 3. Now let's add maybe something with words like a book page or a music sheet. So let's do that. Boom. Oh, this one's got cool writing on it. Okay. So boom, boom. Let's put this with a darker one. Boom. All right, more book pages. I like this one. Yep. All right, there. What else we got in here? Do I want more book or music sheets? Yeah, why not? Let's do something like this. So let's see, we have 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. So we need 2 more. Um, 4, and we need 1 more. Four. Okay. So now we need something that has a little bit more color. So let's do another color. So let's do, and this is the last one we're adding. So since this one doesn't have a lot of color, I'm going to add that to that one. This one has a ton of color. So let's add it to that one. This one has some color, so let's add it to that one. And that one. Let's see here. This is one of my favorite papers. Let's add this. Let's see. Added here, 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 here. Add that to that. Add that to that. Ooh, that's a pretty one. Which one do we need it on? I guess let's put it on that one. And then, do I need 2 more or 1 more? I think I need 2 more. Okay. Let's do that. And I'm going to add some orange to this one. There. Okay. We're done. Voila. Okay, so my next step is just to take, this is something I splurged on. It's a mini staple gun, and it's perfect for doing these because if you use a regular stapler, which you by far you can use a regular stapler, this just I don't know, it fastens them together more securely, should I say? Because a regular staple is about, oh, at least twice, if not bigger, as wide as a stapler. So the chances of them being able to do this are just slightly better. So I really like this stapler a lot. So basically now all I do is I pick them up and put them together. And I am not necessarily making them into a pinwheel, but if it turns out that way, it turns out that way. I'm just trying to make sure that everything that I lay down, I can see each piece on each side. So when I go to staple it, it shows on both sides. And what I mean by both sides is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's kind of like, you know, not symmetrical, but you'll be able to see the paper on this side and on this side. So when I'm attaching my focal point, let's say this, it'll look kind of like a starburst behind there. And then we can go back and you can trim off, like let's say I don't like how long this one is. You can trim off that when they're all done. So I basically just do this to each one. And if it looks good down here, and you're like, oh, I don't want to change a thing, then just carefully pick it up and staple. Does it have to be perfect? Oh, goodness, no. In fact, the messier the better, probably. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. I guess another reason why I like this little stapler is when you're stapling these together, if your finger is on the spot, you can kind of get it exactly where you want it, and it's not, your fingers aren't in the way of it being stapled. So I think a bigger stapler is a little bit more clumsier, a little harder to maneuver with tiny things like this. Okay, see how quickly all this came together? Just have this one here. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this one. There we go. Okay, so the next step is that we just add our little kitty cat faces on here. And I went ahead and picked out a bunch from my stash. So let's see what looks good. So these might be a little too small. So let's just see. Yeah, a little too small for some of these. I'll use those for other things. Yeah, I do like the bigger cutouts better. Yeah, so I got them all, right? Okay. Should I exchange this one for that one? That one for that one? I think I'll cut that word off of there. Yep. Okay. All right, so there you go. So the next step is I will take my glue and put on the back of each one of these. And glue it down. And you literally do not have to take much time at all with these. And if you find after they're dried that something needs to be inked or one of your lengths need to be trimmed or, torn off, then you go back and do that. And that's the final step. But other than that, we're done. All right. Comment below if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video. I was about to put these away, and I thought, oh, I should add a couple to my journals or to my cat journal while I'm at it, since these are cat themed. And so I inked the edges of this one, and I'm going to glue it down on there. And I just wanted to show you how cute it looks because I don't know, I just wanted to show you like a real life application. So I'm just going to glue it right there. Kind of looks like a bow on my beautiful pocket. And then I can stuff some things in the pocket later on and make it look extra fancy. So there you go.